and I, I was the company clerk, and I was getting all the messenger service to the Lincoln, to our uh, uh, commanding officers, and come over the message center that we're being invaded. So I went back and told my officer. He said, that can't be right. I said, well, that's what come over the message center. But anyway, it turned out to be wrong. But we were so nervous up at the King's Palace. There's a big square up down right in the middle of Honolulu. And of course, they all went in there to protect him, a bunch of soldiers. And I was told this, I don't know if it was true or not, but one of these young soldiers was so nervous that a dog bumped him on the leg, and he thought it was somebody trying to tackle him, and he shot his foot. So that's how nervous that we were.
What would you like younger generations to understand, about that day, or about what they should learn from this part of history?
Well, the way it hit me is, you don't know what's going to happen. Things can happen just. You can't look forward. You can't protect yourself from them. You don't know what's going to happen, and you have to get yourself prepared for most any eventuality. And it sure made me alert. But anyway, we furnished all the ammunition and stuff, and we were busy there for about 3 weeks. We understood that they were getting a flotilla together to bring to invade. And we had a little island midway between us and Japan, and we understood that they were coming there, and so we, being in the ordnance, we had a bunch of cannons that we had taken off of ships and put new models in there, and we spent that 3 weeks installing them in the side of the mountains. And I was the purchasing agent. I had to go out and get all kind of batteries and all that kind of stuff. I'd go into a store, and because at that time we wasn't getting any supplies because the submarines were surrounding us, and they were sinking a bunch of the ships trying to get in. So I'd go in there and find out something that they had, and of course I'd buy all they had in the store, I checked what they'd been selling them for, as I didn't want them to jack up the price for the Army. So after I found out on their sales slips what they had been selling them for, then I told them I'd take them all. And so anyway, that was my job then.
So I guess it was 2 years later that you got married?
Well, I got stomach ulcers, and there's a lot of this that I'm skipping here. That I cut it off just a minute.
Okay. You feel like there's some
years ago?
Yeah.
Is a long time.
Oh sure, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember breakfast.
Let's see what did we do next? Of course, we helped them clean up at Hickam Field. We were right there at Hickam Field. Hickam Field and Wheeler Field was the two airports. And in fact, the matter was the runway for the fighter planes, they don't take much space to take off.
Yeah.
It was right down in front of our building. And
you sort of get some, I don't know, white shots or something. Yeah.
Before I came back, I remember what it was down. You see, they sent a flotilla of ships in to invade us, and we stopped them at Midway. I guess you've read about that, because we had about a 2-week battle there. We sunk about 2 or 3 of their aircraft carriers, and they decided as far as they wanted to go, they went back home. So anyway. That's the last contact that I had with the Japanese. But I got some commendations from the general when they need something, I'd get it for them. And I got 4 real nice letters from the top colonel and all the way down the line of the things that I had done on my own to help. And I certainly saved the government a lot of money. But anyway, you know, when I came back home, we were, I went in the hospital I couldn't keep anything on my stomach. And, you know, everything in Hawaii is acid. All the foods mostly are acid. And I couldn't keep anything down, so I went to the hospital, and they found that I had a stomach ulcer. Well, I went to my colonel. My colonel came to see me at the hospital, and he said, I'm going to try to get him to, he said, they got a law here, you can't stay here if you have stomach trouble. So he said, I'm trying to get them to not send you back because I need you. And but he came and told me this day that he said I couldn't do it. He said they didn't have time to babysit sick people there. They wanted to, you had to be physically able to do your jobs. So anyhow, they sent me back. And now this is the good part of it. My Aunt Ethel lived here in Asheville. I'd only seen her one time in my life, and I had never been to Asheville. She had been so good to me that she asked me to stop by on the way home. I was going back to Savannah. See, I was born and raised in Savannah, Georgia. And I did. When I got back in here at the camp, and they met me and brought me into my aunt's house, and then I met this pretty little girl. You know, in the Army, you're accustomed to nothing but trashy women. Anyway, I thought that she was pure as the morning dew. So in 3 months, I married her.
And her name?
Edna.
Edna, all right.
In 3 months, I married her. And then I took her to Savannah, and in the summertime, not the summertime, it's April, but April is summertime in Savannah. And that hot temperature and mosquitoes and all that stuff, that girl was so homesick, I said, pack up, we're going back to North Carolina. So we went back and came back here.
How many children?
One.
One child, and how many grandchildren?
I got one son, he's a lawyer in Greensboro, and I got 4 great-grandchildren and 2 grandsons, all boys.
Wow.
7 boys.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, History.
Well, I do think that I went in the Army as a boy, and I came out as a man. And I think it'd be good for all young people to go through that restrictive area in life. Yeah. I give you a different view, I think, on life.
All right.
And I was a very patriotic person anyhow. And we for 3 months getting ready for them to come back and invade us. If they'd invaded us then, they could have taken us without hardly a shot fired. We were just in chaos. And the officers and everybody, it was just, you know, it's just